always find it interesting when a lot of people refer to intermittent fasting or fasting that's centered around a high protein, higher fat, lower carb diet or way of eating as a fad diet. Because it's kind of the things that's been around a lot longer than any other kind of diet, whether it's counting your macros or if it fits your macros or pretty much any other kind of nutrition plan you can possibly think of. It wasn't always called intermittent fasting or even fasting. It was just called having to hunt for your fucking food. And the funny thing is that the human body is incredibly intelligent. The way we were designed by our creator is incredibly intelligent because our body becomes more in tune with nature, becomes more in tune with our consciousness as we go without food. Once you hit that 12, 14, 16 hour marker, your mind becomes a lot clearer. Your thoughts become a lot clearer. You start getting a lot more mental clarity and sharpness. And once you get past that 24 and 48 hours, it becomes even more pronounced, that mental clarity. Now, I don't believe that there is any one necessary diet that's any better than the others. But when people talk about fasting as a fad diet, no, it just used to be called you're not a really good hunter, or it's just that time of year where meat's not that easy to find and you have to go longer times without eating. So as far as the diet goes, this was kind of like a way of life for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And guess what? We have not evolved very much at all from that. It takes hundreds of thousands of years to evolve differently. We haven't just massively progressed and evolved into this species that thrives off of food that wasn't available for thousands of years. Your bodies still are adapted to that kind of food. That's why we don't need carbohydrates. You don't need carbohydrates. Your body can sustain itself very well without carbohydrates due to gluconeogenesis. And once you start producing ketones, your body becomes very fat adaptive and very good and efficient at burning fat as a fuel source. Now, are you going to go and compete in strongman like I used to? Hey, I used to do fasting and keto and a carnivore diet and compete in strongman. Not the most optimal, not the most ideal. But you know what? When I share my content, when I talk about nutrition, I'm talking about what's optimal for a busy blue collar working man. Counting your fucking macros when you work 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours a day and have a family and kids and all these other responsibilities. Counting your fucking macros is absolutely not the most optimal. Yes, you have to know what you're eating, but if you're throwing fasting in and limiting your carbs, if you have a 6-hour window to eat and you're a busy blue collar man, fasting is going to be one of the best ways to do it without having to mess around with weighing every fucking thing out. If you're interested in becoming a high performing, highly valuable blue collar man, then DM me for more info.